Hello everyone, Dante here. Thanks for tuning into the channel today. And today we are actually tuning ourselves in deeper to our own inner alignment using a vocal healing practice, a sound healing practice, to open, clear, and expand our own chakras. This is a practice that will help you to, over time, heal your chakras, to get more awareness into where they may be blocked or stuck, and it will help you as well to open the power of your voice for both clear communication, singing if that's what you like, and the power to really manifest through your words. So part of this practice is as well using sound and intention to heal, and then using vocalization and visualization in order to create the sorts of experiences you want to have. And this is a practice that I've been doing for 3 years now, 4 years, and I've been really finding the power of my voice longer than that, as I began with yoga simply to make that om sound, and it would do long meditations just on the sound om, and found that that would make my third eye open. I would see these lights and energies at times, and even if I didn't have those big experiences, because at first it wasn't that common, it wasn't every time I did it that it would be like, oh wow, this huge opening into the light, but I would always feel this great inner alignment and this clearing of my own inner energy. And it's really just that simple. Even if you, in moments of stress or confusion, use your voice to make a couple of sounds for a minute or two, you will start to open, clear, and come back to a centered place quite quickly. So the throat itself is known in some Eastern traditions as the center of purification. Your throat has a lot to do with how your body detoxes and how emotional energies transmute themselves. So in order to really clear energies, we need to express them. And so we often will attempt to clear our energies verbally, which does have an aspect, especially for the mental body. Our mind has to kind of work its own patterns out, though for a lot of the deeper issues, it's really just this energy needs to express, and sometimes non-verbal ways go to the deeper levels quicker. So we're using pure tones that have no fixed meaning. And in this practice, we only use vowel sounds. There are Eastern practices where you use different bij mantras, and that's another practice entirely. Quite powerful as well, though it's something a little bit different. Also, in different traditions, they have said that a master yogi or a master guru or whoever, whatever they describe it as, is someone who can create reality with their word. Whatever somebody at that master level says becomes. We're all coming to reach that level. We're all developing cities or psychic powers as we ascend, and for some it's happening quicker than others, and eventually we're all going to become these highly telepathic beings that no longer need words to communicate. I'm not going to go too far into that. You know, I could talk and talk about all sorts of esoteric out there ideas, but I really want to give you a practice that's going to help you heal today. Okay, so when we make these sounds, the idea is not to get a perfect sounding, the most beautiful sound with your voice. The idea is to listen with your chakra, listen to with that part of your body to how your voice resonates there, and you move up and down with the pitch and even the way your mouth is shaped, in order to find that perfect sweet spot with your voice. So there's a sound that we use for every chakra, and this comes from a practice from Jonathan Goldman, who studied many different forms of chakra toning and sound healing and vocal healing, and found that this was a formula, or these particular sounds worked the best, though he also makes it clear that any sound plus intention will work. So you don't need to be fixed to this formula. You may find that different sounds open your own chakras, and if this is something that really calls to you and resonates with you, look up those books from Jonathan Goldman. He was one of the first sound healers out there to really bring some new ideas into the spiritual communities, and it's something that is super helpful and has really changed my life in profound ways. And I'll talk about that after I share the practice. So again, we're listening with our bodies. And so I'm holding my hand on my heart here because we start at the heart chakra. And as you speak, you want to listen to how your heart responds to your voice. And as you do this sound healing practice, every word you speak can be part of this meditation. How is the way that I am talking feeling in my heart? And you can bring intention and awareness into that place to continually open and heal your heart with every word you speak, not just when you're doing this practice. So I encourage people as well to visualize something in that part of their body, and the traditional color of the heart is green, though as the heart opens and expands to higher levels, it also develops this pink and gold tone as well. So you can do this with me, or you can just listen and then practice on your own. I'm not going to do the full practice because ideally, like, this is a half-hour practice. If you really want to go deep with it, taking at least 3 minutes on every chakra. And here I'm just going to do the sound 1 or 2 times. So for the heart, the sound is ah. And I'm going to demonstrate and find my perfect ah sound. Before you begin, you may want to just go making some sighs. Take a deep breath in and go, and open your mouth and just let any sounds come out. Even shake your jaw loose. Shake any of that tension out of your body so you can fully drop in. Maybe you light some incense in the room or do your thing on the, holding your hand on your heart. We'll start with the sound ah. Take a moment to rest after each sound and really feel how that energy resonates in your heart. You can hear that I went up and down a bit with my voice. Just again, that's a way that you find the note that resonates perfectly with your heart chakra. If you do this in a group, it's not about harmonizing with the group. It's actually about finding your own unique voice. So if there's a lot of sounds around you, putting your hand in front of your mouth like this, or cupping your hand around your ear will amplify the sound of your own voice and your experience so that you can really tune into that and that alone. So you just hold your hand on your heart to really take those energies in. And then we connect down to the solar plexus. So for the ah sound, we want to open our mouth really wide. Ah. The solar plexus is an O sound. You can even make your mouth into the O shape. O. Every time we move from one chakra to the next, we make both of the sounds together in a continuous kind of tone. Then we continue to focus on the second sound. So here it'll be ah, O, and then several O's. I'll show you. Ah, oh, oh. Solar plexus here. The element of the solar plexus is fire. It's about how we define ourselves, our sense of self, and our sort of boundaries, our relationships, and our ability to create the solid definition of self in relation to the outside. It's about our connection with other things, other people. And yeah, our confidence and power and our emotion are all deeply linked into the solar plexus. I like to picture a gold brilliant sun in the solar plexus as we make that sound. We drop from the solar plexus down to the second chakra, which is the water element, about creativity, sexuality, and feeling. So we open this second chakra with the sound ooh. So O into ooh. Second chakra there. Down to the root chakra. You can touch your perineum, the base of your spine. You can touch your hips, your knees. For the root, I like to picture deep roots from this lower region going all the way down to the center of the earth, taking in that energy. They can be red or black or brown roots, or any color you like, really. The color of the root is red. And this is about our survival, our instinctual nature. And this is really our deepest sense of self. It governs the physical body. And yeah, the root chakra is all about feeling safe and at home and secure within ourselves. So this chakra governs a lot of unconscious functions, and it's one that's most unbalanced in the world for most people today. So it's a really important one to focus on. It's almost a very primal chakra, and so the sound itself is very guttural and deep. It's the sound and you can stick your tongue out a little bit to get the deeper undertones. So we'll do the sound a few times. Ooh from the second chakra into the root. You want to vibrate your whole pelvic floor with this sound. Then we connect all the chakras back up into the heart, so making all the sounds ooh, oh, ah. And then we come up to the throat. Throat, again, center of purification, blue in its color. It's also the center of how we take all this energy of our self and our lower chakras and put it out into the world. And here it's the center of vibration, so it's the ether element, and this is the invisible. So the root, earth element, second chakra, water, fire, air, ether, vibration. It's what allows the sound waves to travel through around the energy around us. And here, the vibration we put out is what we get back. So through tuning our throat and opening this chakra more, we can really clarify what we're really creating in our lives. This is how our sense of self we define here is put out into the world. And through that, it's how we create our reality and our experience and our connections to the bigger picture. Opening the throat with the sound I, up into I. From there up to the third eye center. The sound of the third eye is A. Third eye is indigo or violet in its color. And this is the center of intuition, of higher cognition, of seeing the invisible fields of reality around us, connecting to these astral planes and beyond, to spiritual planes. It's where our intuition opens up and we start to see, we start to process at higher levels and recognize these greater patterns of creation. It's where the logical left brain and the creative right brain unify, and it's through the unification of these two that the third eye can open. So here we picture all of these energies rising up and unifying the hemispheres of the brain, coming into this little gland in the center, the pineal gland, which is our third eye. So we open this with the sound A, one eye into the A. You can touch your forehead, you can put your hands here like this, however you want to do it. You can also hold the back of your third eye. Finally up to the crown chakra with the sound E. The crown chakra is our connection to the non-physical, to spirit, where we're all one. It's the center of this, the higher processes of the brain. It's open through meditation, through really developing our deep awareness. So the color for the crown is white, or the iridescent kind of combination of all of the different chakra colors. So white light contains all of the colors in the spectrum. So the crown chakra, when that is in alignment, all the other chakras come into alignment as well, and which is why meditation is so powerful and important. So the sound is E, and we reach for the highest registers of our voice. Doesn't matter if our voice goes off a little bit, you'll find as high as your voice can go. You can even feel the sound above your head a little bit. So with this, I imagine white light that travels in a beam out through my head, through the moon, through the sun, to the center of the universe, and opening that pure channel to spirit. So we'll use this E sound, A into E. A little hard for me to get to those higher notes, but I felt the energy nonetheless. So those are all the chakras, and when you do that, you're going to notice like which of the chakras need the most energy and support, and you may want to spend more time there. That's the first part of the practice, and the second part is to combine all of the sounds in one note and tone. Though you combine this as well with visualizing your most preferred outcomes. So you can tap into this visionary space of what do you want to create in your life. Maybe you're working on a transition, your relationships, your home, your career. You picture that preferred outcome and you imagine it as if you're already experiencing. What would it be like to experience that change and that thing that's really a part of your heart's expansion? Or you picture something that's really fantastical, like out on a beach, having an amazing vacation, in a sacred site, in another lifetime, having contact with your guides. You picture the things that are most dear to your own heart. And what is more important than the visions is the feeling they evoke. So you want to focus on all of those things that bring you to feel the emotions of appreciation, gratitude, acceptance, contentment, bliss even. And maybe if you're in a really low state, you just want to focus on the things that simply bring you that acceptance, that ease. Whatever it is, the images aren't as important. And when we finish the process, we kind of wipe away the images and we bring ourselves fully back to the feeling of appreciation and contentment alone. Now, it's really important that whenever we are doing manifestation work, that we really release the ideas of what we think we need and what we are asking for, and we focus purely on the feelings themselves. So this is just part of, the formula. I'm a big fan of Bashar. Maybe if you follow my work, Bashar is one of my greatest teachers and part of how I have opened to channel in many ways. Bashar says, follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome. That last part of it is definitely one equally important as the first part of it. So if we're doing manifestation work and we're not getting the things we want, we really have to remember no insistence on a particular outcome. The process is the point. The process of following your excitement and staying in that state you prefer of contentment, appreciation, and joy is the most important thing. So, okay, as we do this, picture those beautiful things, focus on the feelings, and the idea is that as we clear our energy field and our physical body through this vocal expression, we bring ourselves into that state so those things we really desire can just be attracted to us more effortlessly. All right? So I'm going to demonstrate a couple times going down and up with my voice and then talk a little bit more about this. From the crown to the root. And in the heart with an ah. Ah. And then take a couple moments to rest and meditate and just focus on the feelings in your body. With different intentions, you'll have different experiences, and different moments you'll have different experiences. In different moments, certain chakras will be more open and they'll resonate with one frequency, and the next day you might have to use a different note entirely to open that chakra. So like life and meditation, all of these practices, be open to the change and the subtle shifts in your frequency and the frequencies around you. That's going to affect the results and how you need to show up to these processes. So again, quickly, crown chakra, E, 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 A, third eye, I, throat, Ah, in the heart, O, solar plexus, U, second chakra, in the root chakra. And I'll just put that in the description. So this is a really powerful practice, and I've used it to kind of help me along my path in creating the things I want to create. I imagine those outcomes and I do this practice, and it always helps me sink into it and clear myself. So I notice that the days that I do this, like, I'm much more open and attuned to be able to show up to life in new ways. And if I don't do this, it's still okay. I don't do the same practices every day. I just kind of intuitively listen to my body and what I need in that moment. But this is one of the most powerful ones. Now, if you don't have the time to do the full practice, you can just do one sound. And especially if you're going through your day and you're feeling like you're frustrated or you're sad or you're confused or something triggers you, take 3 minutes and just make one sound. Focus on the chakra that needs it most and make that sound, and notice that things will change. When we tone and when we speak with intention and awareness, we're opening the vagus nerve, so the deeper singing will really help. And this is, whistle while you work, sing while you work, hum while you work. This helps you to stay in that optimal shiny state. So singing mantras while you're doing the dishes and stuff, like the yoga, bhakti yoga, it's all about being in that divine flow of energies at all times, devoting everything you're doing to that higher purpose of your spiritual connection. And just by singing and being light, we actually are not only doing this work on our energy body, it's physically opening the vagus nerve, which reduces inflammation, increases our brain function, and improves our immune system. So this is one of the most powerful things we've got going for us, is the vagus nerve. And sound is one of the most powerful ways of opening it. Now, the ancient Atlanteans, Lemurians, Egyptians, and other civilizations before that had technologies that worked with sound. And when we get to these higher frequencies, everything is just transmitted and translated through vibration. And these higher dimensional beings don't even have words to communicate. They communicate through telepathic frequency transmissions, where they receive the vibrations and have this instantaneous knowing. Sound is one of the first pathways to bring us to that state. It makes us more telepathic, and we start to hear behind the words, what are the other things people are communicating, and what are the other things we are communicating. We communicate so much through our words that we don't really say, and this practice helps us to see that more clearly. And when we focus that mental image, that third eye projection on what we really want to create, the desired outcomes, and we release the attachment. So let the little bubble pop up, feel what it feels, erase, focus on the feels, make the sounds. Things come together in a really beautiful way. So I hope this practice really helps you. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this works for you. This is something that's changed me a lot, and I want to share a lot of the tools that I have beyond just giving you all these ideas. I'm kind of a heady person. I have a Gemini ascendant and Mercury in a really interesting position in my chart in Sagittarius, so I'm just this like fiery communication idea, and sometimes that's a little bit exhausting. We want to get to these practices that really take us deep, because I have all these ideas, but really what keeps me in alignment is meditating, doing my yoga, doing my sound healing, and reading up and showing up to my relationships in the best way. And all of these metaphysical things I share are ways that the backdrop of those experiences can be added to. So I hope this practice really suits you well. Ask me any questions. I love you very much. You can subscribe if you haven't already, and you can support me on Patreon if these videos really support you. That's a way of giving back to me. Sometimes, especially with the channeling videos, uploading a video takes a lot of my time. Like yesterday, editing and trying to get this video tuned in right took like 5 hours, no joke. And I didn't even write the little description yet, and I like to just kind of watch back over the video and put those little bits where you can find chunks of information that suit you rather than having to watch the whole channeling video. Sometimes that's annoying, I get that. Hey, so I'm trying to support you and make this the most accessible for you, and if it is doing that for you, giving back to me helps me commit more fully to showing up for this. And yeah, I love serving the world. I love making people's lives easier and giving you the tools to empower yourself to awaken and let that awakening ripple out. Don't forget that serving others and bringing these energies to other people is the only way this world's going to change, and we're all part of it. Thank you. I love you. See you later.